Hey gang, it's Bryan from FXBilliards. A couple weeks ago, I did an analysis for one of our gold members to talk to him about ways he can improve his game. This is a service that I offer our gold members and also anyone who purchases our virtual lessons on FXBilliards.com. So when I did the analysis for John, he was very happy with it and gave me permission to actually turn his analysis into a video for you guys. It actually was his suggestion, and this is something I haven't done in the past as far as publishing someone's analysis, but John actually came up with the idea, and I did see it being done on some other channels, and I said, you know what, my group at FX Billiards could benefit from this as well. So shout out to those channels that have done this in the past and beat me to the punch, but I think it's a great idea and I wanted to share it with you guys. So we're going to start the video over, and I'm going to give you guys the analysis that I gave John rather than my direct dialogue to John. So it will be ideal to know what's in John's head when he's doing this. And we actually have that opportunity because if you notice, John's walking around the table talking. He's actually talking to me and telling me what he's thinking so that I'm able to help him out with his patterns and his analysis of the table. So the first piece of feedback I gave John was the throwing the balls on the table randomly. He's only running 7 balls here, and that's how his practice with 6 or 7 balls. You really should rack 8 balls and break them. Even if you're only playing with 7, rack them and break them so you get accustomed to breaking. Now, John walked around the table and did not have a shot on this one ball. So he played the combination. He really did not have any choice, but he played a nice combination to make that 4 ball. So now he's on the 1 and he needs to get on the 2. I'm just going to shoot a draw shot here. Notice that the back of the cue is jacked up on this draw shot. And notice how much further he drew that back than he wanted to. He wanted to be about 3 feet closer to that 2 ball than he ended up. Try to keep your cue closer to level when you're shooting your draw shots. It'll give you a lot more control. There's going to be times when you have to shoot over balls, but most of the time you want your cue to be level. Look how great his fundamentals are when he's shooting a follow shot. So he shot a follow shot off the rail with high left English to get on that 3 ball. The feedback I gave John was you got too good on the 3 ball because now he's got a straight in shot on the 3. He ends up with a straight in shot on the 5, but you got to come out to get to the 6 ball. The 6 he could make from just about anywhere on the table, and that's one of the issues. John is such a good shot maker that a lot of times his 3 ball position seems to go out the window because he knows he can make that 6 ball, so he didn't take the time to get more of an angle on the 5 ball. So he's thinking about a pattern to get on the 6 ball, and I want to congratulate John because he is a minimalist as far as position goes, which is fine with me. He actually says during the course of the video, I know, Bryan, you would come off of 3 rails here, but I'm going to do this. So I usually recommend to players, unless you're very familiar with moving the ball around the table off of multiple rails, you should take the shortest routes. And again, he can make that 6 from anywhere. So that's exactly what he does. Lobs the 6 ball in and gets good position on the 7. Now, I may have mentioned already, John is just working with 7 balls at a time. So he throws the balls out on the table randomly and then goes from there. And I do recommend that if you're practicing shooting balls in rotation, that you definitely rack the balls, even if it's just 6 balls in the rack, 6, 7, 8, 9, however you're going to run. Rack the balls. Don't just throw them on the table because, that throwing them on the table, it may feel random. It may actually be random. But in reality, I know when I do it, when I just throw the balls on the table, I'll see a cluster and target that cluster with that that ball that I take out of the pocket. So you want to make it as fair a rack as possible. You want to make it as realistic as possible. So rack the balls, break them. You'll get an opportunity to practice your break. You'll get an opportunity to have a truly random rack, and you'll get an opportunity to work on some clusters. So John is playing the 1 here, and he has to get on the 2 ball, which is on that short rail. So he shoots a follow shot, which had to pass the 4 ball for him to get in position. And he did, but there were some other ways he could have approached that. Now the 3 ball is right there in front of the 2, and he's drawing this back to get on the 3. But again, that cue's jacked up. He has a pretty powerful stroke, and he ended up all the way down table when the object ball that he was looking for was right next to him. But look where he is on this 4 ball. He's going to have a tremendous cut shot on this 4. So basically, his entire rack went out the window because of a shot that he took 2 shots ago. So I'm going to go back, look at his shot on the 2 ball, and you'll see how he ended up in this current position. So this is where he really loses control of the pattern, because now he's got to go all the way up and back. And unless he had shot that last shot on the 3 with inside English, he was going to end up where he ended up. Now, if he put inside English on that shot, he could have gotten an angle on the 4 that would give him a decent shot on the 5 ball. But now he has this tremendous cut shot that he's going to try to hold up. His intention is to hold up the cue ball, but he's going to end up all the way down table because it's almost impossible to hold up that shot. Missing that short draw on the 2 ball, which would have got him on the 3, gave him an easy shot on the 4, which would have got him an easy shot on the 5. But now he's all the way down table, and he's going to play a bank shot on this 5 ball. He plays an excellent bank shot, stays position on the 6, which he's going to play in the side pocket. And what he's pointing out is, he says, Bryan, you probably would come off of 3 rails after this shot to get on the 7. But he's going to try to hold it up and leave the cue ball close to the 6 ball instead of coming around the table. I think he took the absolute correct choice. And I may have played 3 rails. I mean, it's just my nature to come around the table on shots like that because I know exactly where the balls are going to go. But he's a good shot maker. He knew he could make the 7 from where he is, so he didn't bother coming all the way around to make this shot. He does a good job of playing the 7 in the corner pocket. So I think most of you would agree John is a pretty decent player. Most amateur players would have a difficult time running 2 racks of 7 balls in rotation. But what I want to see from you is, number 1, rack the balls. Probably start with 9 at your skill level and then work from there. And work on getting that cue a little bit more level on your draw shots. And think 3 balls out on your position play, especially key shots like the 2 to the 3 here, which really could have ruined the entire rack for you. On those draw shots, level out your cue, work on the short draw shots. I stress these all the time in my videos. You guys have all seen me run the balls around the semicircle with the short draw. So work on the short draw shots, and keep in mind, getting out of position on 1 ball can mess up your entire pattern, and the next thing you need to do is end up making a hero's bank shot. So don't do more than you need to do, but practice those draw shots. And when I say not do more than you need to do, if you have position from a point that you know you can make it, go ahead and do it. But keep in mind, you're always playing 3 balls ahead. As you get better, you'll be playing 4, 5, 6 balls ahead. And John, knowing that he could make those shots regardless of where he left the cue ball, allowed him to use his skill as a shot maker to bail his way out through the rack. So very good video, John. Thank you for sharing it with us, and thank you for letting me share it. And any of you, regardless of your skill level, if you're a total beginner or an advanced player and you'd like us to analyze your video on the channel, you can hit me on FXBilliards@gmail.com. Attach your video. Obviously, I won't be able to put everyone on, but if you have a video you want us to analyze on the channel in real time, please send it to me. Gold members and those who pay for our virtual pool lessons on FX Billiards will get priority, but anyone out there that is interested in having their video analyzed on the channel, again, hit me at fxbilliards@gmail.com. And a shout out to all the channels who have done this for their subscribers in the past.